Welcome to my Matric Maths Made Easy YouTube channel, presented by Tulani Majola. We are still on the real number system and on episode 5, the irrational numbers, the numbers that cannot be represented as an integer over integer. And then we're on part 4 of 4. So I'm going to discuss the improper fractions. So in the previous episode 4, I also discussed the improper fractions, and I told you that those ones were the ones that are greater than 1. Because between 0 and 1, you've got improper fractions, but any number that is greater than 1, I said, is an improper fraction. It's only when you're dealing with rational numbers. Now, of those numbers that are greater than 1, you also got the irrational numbers. So I'm going to show you now how you get those. Please pay particular attention because this thing helps you out when you deal with the radical sign. So square root, yeah. So either square root of something or cube root of something. Yeah, so when you deal with these radical signs, we call this sign the radical sign, yeah? This sign here, we call it a radical sign. So when you deal with those things, you need to be understanding what we are dealing with. But now we're dealing with the irrational numbers. And then, again, I told you square root of a negative, any number to the left of the number line. This is the number line. Any number to the left of here is negative. Negative 1, negative 2, up to negative very small number. We're dealing with the positive numbers. Yeah? So the square root of positive numbers. So again, these ones are greater than 1. So I've got 5 over 4, which is an improper fraction because the denominator is greater than the numerator. It's less, sorry. Denominator is less than numerator, and then 7 over 4, 4 is less than 7. 9 over 4, the denominator is less than the numerator. But the denominator can never be 0. Please know that we don't do that in maths. It's undefined. It's like taking the square root of a negative also. We don't do it yet. Yeah? So we've got 9 over 4, and then we've got 64 over 7, etc. So now I'm going to take the square roots of these numbers, which are greater than 1. Of these fractions. So the square root of 5 over 4, the square root of 7 over 4, the square root of 9 over 4, and the square root of 64 over 7. What do I get? Yeah, so I get here square root of 5 divided by the square root of 4, which is 2. Again, and here get square root of 7 divided by the square root of 4, which is 2. And then here we get square root of 9, which is 3, divided by square root of 4, which is 2. And come to square root of 64 is 8 over square root of 7. So in as much as I said, the improper fractions are the fractions which are greater than 1, but I was talking about fractions, and the definition of a fraction is integer over integer. So if it's not an integer over integer, that one is not a fraction. So here, these two, square root of 5 over 2 and square root of 7 over 2 are not fractions. And square root of 8 over 7 is not a fraction. But square root of 3, square root of 9 over 4, over square root of 4 is 3 over 2. This one is a fraction. So this is a irrational number. Meanwhile, this one is an irrational number because it's a non-integer over integer. Here, non-integer over integer. And then here, 8 over 7 is actually integer over non-integer. So once we've got mixed factors, the irrational number takes over. So now you know the difference between the irrational numbers and rational numbers. Remember always that the real number, when we talk about real number system, we're actually talking about the rational numbers and the irrational numbers. please go through again from episode 1 up to this episode 5, part 4. You will be a master in mathematics, you will be a master in numbers, because now you'll be understanding the meaning of numbers. Yeah, maths is not big numbers, it's small numbers. Yeah, so remember to tick like. Yeah, because this is good. Yeah, so I like it. Yeah, no, Mr. Machola is presenting maths, making it very easy. So you like it, and then you share it with your neighbors, with your friends, with your colleagues, with the family, with relatives, wherever you are. Just make sure that whoever is talking this thing, maths, tell them the maths is manipulation of numbers. Yeah? So we need to know what each number represents. We must know what a rational number is, we must know what an irrational number is. It will come good. Thank you and goodbye. See you next time.